earlier today when I did my talk, one of the questions I asked was how many people foresee a bright future for America and for the world? Every single person except one said yes, and even she was kidding, because I happen to know her. So the point is, how can all these people foresee a bright future and then live in the same place where David's talking about this monolithic cabal that unites all these other countries? Well, the answer is that's old news. The monolithic cabal is no longer monolithic. There's only a handful of the cabal members left in some of the Western countries that are still working in a unified way to try to preserve their wealth. The entire rest of the world has effectively ganged up against the U.S., not the U.S. people, but the institutions that run the U.S. that dictate to the Obamas and the senators what's been going on. So as Elizabeth mentioned earlier, she knows about there's going to be a financial reset. The Federal Reserve is not going to be run by this cabal, which a lot of people don't even know the Federal Reserve is a private bank that the cabal owns. That's going to be a thing of the past. Oh yeah, in his view, it's just a question of all these things have happened but haven't manifested yet on the physical. So everyone who has already said, look, we look for a bright future, you're entirely correct. There is a bright future. The cabal is on their last legs. They're sinking. They're rats deserting a sinking ship. They're all turning, state's evidence sort of to enhance their bargaining position as they get run out of town. So the world as it is no longer the way things appeared. And the best example of this is when they tried to start another war, the same exact war that they tried to start in Iraq, then tried to start in Iran. It didn't quite work. So they said, let's go after Syria. Syria will be a stepping stone. Again, we can go after Iran. And even all the heavyweight senators and president and everyone will say, yeah, we need to start a war. We need to suddenly protect the Syrian people, even though we couldn't care less about them for the last 50 years of their existence. Suddenly we need to. They
don't care about Mexicans. They get killing each other next door.
Yeah, all of a sudden, and everyone just looked at it and they laughed and said, "This is ridiculous." And Obama's core constituency, the move-on people, they're liberal. They don't want war. They have more sense than that. And so Obama was left stranded with no support for this war other than a few Democratic senators who are part of the establishment. And what happened is, as everyone else has alluded to on the panel, the consciousness of humanity has risen enough to thwart a war. So everyone should be giving themselves a hand for the fact that they stopped the war just by raising their consciousness, by raising their vibration. So we do have a very bright future for America and the world, and it just hasn't manifested as Florian has said as well.